Good afternoon, Coded Friend .001 listeners. Wasn't going to do a broadcast today, but Laura Rader insisted, so Imprmptu requested by Laura Rader, complete with 11-minute musical intro. Here we go.
Sex machine!
Get up, get on up,
Get up now,
get on up,
stay on the scene
get on up,
like a loving machine.
get on up,
Get up, yeah,
get on up,
yeah.
get on up,
Stay on the scene
get on up,
like a loving machine.
get on up.
Wait a minute, take your arm, yeah, then do your palm. Stay on the scene like a sex machine. I said do the bump, I said shake your rump, and stay on the scene like a sex machine. I said do the bump, and then shake your rump, and then stay on the scene like a sex machine. The way I like it, 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 I like it. The way I like it, that's the way it is, yeah. Don't worry about this time. I said the way I like it, yeah, is the way it is. Don't worry about mine, and don't forget his. And then stay on the scene, like a love machine. Stay on the scene, like a love machine. Now won't you get up,
Get on up,
get on,
get on up,
get up, yeah.
get on up,
Can you get up?
get on up,
Get up, man,
get on up,
get on up,
get on up,
and then stay on the scene, stay on,
get on up,
like a loving machine.
get on up,
Wait a minute, now shake your arm, yeah, and then do your palm. Stay on the scene, like a loving machine. Don't check the spec, check out this discotheque. Don't check the spec, get a discotheque. I'm flying to the discotheque. I got eggs in the pants and feet to dance, and I'm flying to the discotheque. Got eggs in the pants and feet to dance, and I'm flying to the discotheque. I can do the bump, watch her shake the rump. I said beep beep, I guess I'll get that. Ain't it funky now? Ain't it funky now? Way down funky now. Ain't it funky now? I got a cornbread funk, molasses funk, biscuit funk, biscuit funk, greasy funk, alley funk. Wait a minute, I said lima beans, don't make me mean. Come here, woman, show you move, yeah. Shake me to death, then make me groove. Then won't you get up,
get on up,
Fred,
get on up,
Fred. Now see one standing way over there.
that's the man.
Now how you like 'em, Fred?
I like them long and tall so I can look up at them.
Oh, you like to look up?
You know I gotta look up.
How you like 'em, Mayfield? You like hairy legs or you like berry legs? How you like a pink? What do you like? Mint? Oh, don't get so low, brother. Before you blow, I mean go. Give me how you like 'em. Well, don't get too deep in there. That's my thing over there. You got to get over the hump when you get them breathing blow. Now, I don't know what you think I'm a god. Let me bend it over. I ain't gonna ask you nothing. I don't care if you don't like them. But brother, how you like them?
Short and super fine.
That can be anything. How do you like them? You can't play the field. How you like them, Brian? I see that. Yeah, I think you better get on the corner. Yeah, you gonna put me in business. O'Brien's gonna put me in business. I like you like that. I like it like that. When the walk tag, I gotta tell you how I like it.
I know it. It's too good.
You don't want me to tell you how I like it.
I know how you like them.
How you think I like it?
Very heavy on the back.
Now, I don't mean no harm. I don't mean no harm. But you see, I like all kind of things. But when I ride, I want to glide. I want to ease the ride. I need cushion in my ride and make me glide. I got to have my stride when I glide. I like it fat like that. How you like him jam? He said, meaty. Oh, meaty, he's greedy. Wait a minute, get on. Won't you get up there? Get up. You know what? You heard that thing Bobby cut back from the dead. I thought you done come out the wing and got back from the dead. I started to say, come on, young Bobby. I said, get up, man. Get up, yeah. Get on up. Fred, come on and show how much soul you got. They don't think you got soul. Let's get down. Get up, yeah. Get on up. Get up, yeah. Get on up. You know you done took Bobby's thing. You got Bobby's thing. You swear you ain't gonna say no other way. Get up, man. Get on up. Get up. Wait a minute. We need to go to the bridge. Cause I got this woman here. She wanna get down, she wanna top that thing. But when I get on the serious side, see, I'm serious as cancer. I'm serious as cancer, Jack. I'm more direct than a heart attack. I'm sure enough in the case. Jack, I need to go to the bridge because I gotta tell her something. I'm going to the bridge, fellas. I'm going to the bridge. I don't need no here, just take me there. Settle down. Baby. Now can I tell her about it, Maceo? I'ma tell her now. She ain't got nothing on me. Wait a minute. Mama, come here quick. Bring that liquor stick. Mama, come here quick. Bring that liquor stick, yeah. Mama, come here quick, yeah. Bring that liquor stick, yeah. Mama, come here quick, huh? Bring that liquor stick. Mama, come here quick, yeah. Bring that liquor stick. I don't want no mess, good Lord. I just can't stand the jive. Did you give me that mess, this woman? Don't you know? I gotta get a 9 to 5. Now, baby, come here quick, bring that liquor stick. I want you come here quick, won't you bring that liquor stick? I may be Donald Duck, good God, but I ain't no Mickey Mouse. If you don't give up the thing I want, I'm gonna put you in somebody's house. Washing dishes. I said, come here quick, Jack, bring that liquor stick. Baby! You know, every time you think you got me down, let me tell you something else. Now, you done got sick. You done got sick too quick. You think you over my nose, but it don't. Give it up. Now start washing clothes. Mama, come here quick. Bring that liquor stick. Macy, yo! Bring your liquor stick. Get down. No, you don't play on this, you play. You play on this. You gonna play your part? I need some horns. Let me get the horn sound. Let me get the horn sound. Get the horn sound. Everyone play that real. Get a horn sound. Horn play. Play a horn. So good. They playing so good, I got to get them to try it one more time. I want them to go to the top and bring me back down the line. Fred Thomas, can I get you to put it on the top one more time? Boy, you sure is walking tonight. I hope God again. Fred, put it on the top. From the beginning, G's. We're going to the top, Jimmy. Sweet Charlie, baby. Sweet Charlie, baby. Sweet Charlie, baby. JG, we're going to the top. On the top of this machine. From the top. We're going to make 4 hits. 4 hits. Can I say it?
I'll say it. Say it.
Smoking. Get up, get up, get up.
Holy fucking James Brown. 11-minute intro. James Brown. Hardest working man in show business. Or at least was. Oh, man. It's a man's world. I think 1967, black and white. I saw that. I was fucking hooked. I've been a James Brown fan since I was a little kid. Monitor's working. We're here. Everything's cool. Alan, you can still give me the obligatory 5x5 if you like. I don't have a whole lot of time today. Laura Rader bullied me into doing this broadcast. It's an impromptu, and it's all on her. Yeehaw! So I've had a killer fucking week, man. I got my pay, picked up my pay last night. I got a pocket full of money. I should put a stick in my hand and drive up to see Jimbo Felchman. Apparently, me saying that, me asking the question, Jim, what would you do if I knocked on your door? Apparently, that's a threat to beat Jim up. And then Jim announced that he hasn't left he left the house for the first time in 6 weeks. Jim, you know what you have? You have no fucking money and no fucking friends. That's why you can sit in the house day in and day out for 6 fucking weeks. What happened to be growing up, Jimmy, and joining the adult world and getting a real fucking job? I guess you're unemployable, Jim. And the Welsh News Network, free work and begging Dan for handouts from the grift cut is about all you have for earnings potential. But I've seen your LinkedIn resume, and you really never did a fucking thing with your life, Jim. You're a piece of shit pussy. You're a fucking pussy. I'm never going to forget the shit you said about my wife or Dan, and one day we're going to meet, Jim. One day we are going to meet. Hopefully it's in the bread section at the Costco where you like to get stuck. So while Felch Boy cowers in his mommy's house, where apparently he's lived for 27 years. Jimbo Felch is what, 52, 53 years old? So if Jimbo Felci is 53 and he's been in mommy's house for 27 years, that means Jim has lived at home with mommy since he was 26 years old. Loser, loser. Go ahead, tell your vacuum jokes and the rest of your bullshit. Jimmy, you've lived in your mama's house for 27 years. You're 53 years old. You've been under mommy's wing for 27 years since you were 26, which means you were briefly out of the house when you went to college. And then you ran back home to mommy. Did your waif of a thin, imaginary redheaded girlfriend who was so lightweight she couldn't trip the sensor to open an automatic door? Did she break up with you? You're the figment. Did the figment of your imagination say, I'm going to fucking haunt someone else's mind? And the breakup drove you back home to mommy at 26 years old. Shugman Shugster, door opener, a doorman, a fucking doorman. Dan, asleep all afternoon, sucks to be on American time. No job, motherfucker, just running a grift on YouTube. Danny, you really shouldn't have admitted that you sleep all afternoon, because then everybody was scratching their head going, what fucking job pays you to sleep all day? Did your Dan? Did your dole check increase when you helped get Limey's benefits canceled, Danny boy? The snitch boy. Did you snitch out Limey and then get yourself up? Get yourself a little up in the Uridol check so you can sleep all afternoon while running a midnight grift on fucking YouTube. You're a pathetic little fucking weasel. The chat is requesting Alan Killian. Come on, Shuggy. Grab a handful of your sack, man, and join the chat. Hell, we'll all pressure code it into sending a link just for you. Shuggy has an open invite, man. He can come up on panel anytime. I will be civil and courteous toward Shuggy if he does grow a set of balls and come talk to us. My big wonder, Shuggy, is why don't you have your HM veteran card, which you've been able to get since 2019? How come you didn't even know about it? Danny claims to have one. And only the people, according to Dan, the only people who have seen it are the people that matter. Shuggy, you haven't seen it, have you? You don't matter, Shuggy. That's how much they fucking think of you. Queen of Petty 83 is in the chat and says, if there's a sock on my doorknob, it means I'm having sex with... The little heart thing is blocking that. Sex with the other one. Clouded. Okay. All right. Whatever floats your boat. Get up. Get on up. It's good to have you, Queen of Petty. Laura Rader even says, hand pink waving. Hand pink waving. Shuggy, come hang out. We won't tell Dan or Josh that you were here. Why would Josh have a problem with Shuggy being here? Does Josh not like me anymore? Oh, man, I'm broke. I'm broke up. Katie D says WNN is running out of chili, so now it's back to Mandy. The whole hit piece on Mandy, but like, how pathetic are they? She's doing fucking... Dan's an expert on fucking women's makeup now. I believe it's my opinion that Dan is a cross-dressing creepy weirdo. The way he smokes his cigarette between, all the way down between his fingers and his hand pressed up against his face. Like, I've only ever seen women in like 1950s black and white fucking movies smoke that way. And Dan is an expert on the application of women's makeup. More evidence that Dan is a cross-dressing weirdo. Who the fuck is Alice? It didn't go well for them last time at Alan Killian. Yeah, they don't. I believe that's in reference to people calling out Shuggy and asking him to come up and talk. Shuggy, I just want to know why you don't matter and you haven't seen Dan's HM veteran card. Blecka has seen it, but you can't trust anything Blecka says. She saved Chili's dog from the humane shelter. You lie about such stupid shit and burn your fucking credibility. So Bleck has seen it. Wow. Bleck is part of the grift. She has a vested interest in claiming that Dan is the fucking weirdo that he says he is. Dan, the castle dwelling, mansion dwelling, 8-year-old drunk boy attending Queen's last concert at Nebworth. The fucking just the bullshit. Dan, how come you haven't come to America for your sweetheart blackety black yet? Why aren't you allowed to come to America, Dan? Does it have something to do with those Child Protective Services documents that you're so familiar with, as you said during your horrid debate with Turtle Boy, where he spanked you like a fucking Welsh waterhead? My God. Gay. When Dan put his little pink spandex fucking suit on, when Dan dressed as Lava Girl, Dan, you showed that there is no bottom to your willingness to humiliate yourself to get a couple shekels. Apparently, they'll be doing another costume dress up shortly. What happened to the money that was supposed to go to the bid for sponsorship for Chili's bail hearing? That never happened. That got denied before, the chance to get into a courtroom. What happened with all that money that that you collected to bid for that? Did Danny pocket that? Is that why Danny's all fucking stocked up with gin? Dan shit talks gin, what crappy stuff it is, and then sits there and pounds drink after drink of it. What a douche. What a douche. Who the fuck is Alice? Says hi to Dan. Katie D says Angia is always the first to mention coded. They can't stop fucking talking about me. Let's bring up the broadcast from last night, which apparently the coded friend unofficial hit squad of Katie D and Laura Rader were in there asking pertinent questions, which eventually got them banned because Dan hates real questions. He fucking hates them. So we have 2 of the 3 Charlie's Angels. Well, of course, would make me Charlie. Who would be Bosley? Would Walter Texas be Bosley? Walter Texas would make a perfect fucking Bosley. I could see Alan Killian doing the Bosley thing. Well, I could see Johnny Switchblade doing Bosley too. There are quite a few dudes in here that could fill the Bosley role with Laura Rader and Katie D as 2 of 3 Charlie's Angels. You got to drag Who the Fuck is Alice along with you next time, so you have all 3 Charlie's Angels. And then because the Charlie's Angels lineup switched season over season, so you could blend a carte blanche in there occasionally when, one of the other girls is not able to show. So get you Charlie's Coded's Angels. You are officially Coded's Angels, 2 of 3. Laura Rader says, Walter, Texas is perfect. Dan hates Walter. Who the fuck is Alice says in the live chat, nice one, ladies. Going swinging. Adam McGuire says, I could be a coded angel. Then he blows a kiss. Way to keep that homoerotic theme going, Adam. Who the fuck is Alice waves and says hi to Shuggy. Who the fuck is Alice says hi to Blackity Black. Laura Rader says, is she Katie? I rarely see the chat. Usually catch the replay on Roku where the chat doesn't show up. Who the fuck is Alice says, are you coming to play today, Lord boy? Laura Rader says, yeah, that music was popping. I love my James Brown. Logan Sandman's with us. Laura Rader says, oh my God, Alice, so glad you mentioned Lord boy. Taylor Swift's bicycle seat is with us. Wow. Will there be scratch and sniff later? Thank you for the 5x5. Alan Killian says, Gia has turned how to buy friends and influence people. Weeks of following Gloria ads lead. Yes. Yes. Gia is the Welsh News Network version of Ad Gloria. Laura Rader says Alice is laughing that Lord Boy's main claim to fame is being gullible for every online grift thrown his way. We might not have to do any fucking view of other people's content. The fucking chat is lively today. Laura Rader says, Jim, I've lived in this house for 27 years with my mommy, who still cooks all my meals and does my laundry and changes my bed sheets. Oh, Jimmy, when are you going to grow up, son? You can't be a 17-year-old dead boy in a graveyard dating an imaginary girl with a alter ego that's a coked up dog. Silly Jimbo. Trips are for kids. Katie D says, that coded friend.001, I wouldn't waste my time to drive there. Oh, the mountains of Pennsylvania are fucking stunningly beautiful. It's just the drive alone. If I didn't stop off and knock on Jimbo Felcher's door, just the drive alone would be worth it. My grandparents had a place in Honesdale, Pennsylvania, summer house, quite a bit of land acreage. That's where I picked up the, you don't have to stay in one place thing. My grandparents were from Lynbrook, Long Island. My grandfather was a customs inspector at Idlewild Airport. He was employed during the time of the Lufthansa heist. The Lufthansa heist happened when my grandfather had a day off from work because nobody would do shit when my grandfather was around. Not because they were afraid of him or anything, but because my grandfather was an honest fucking man who had raised 5 kids, and he just didn't get himself involved in any of that happy horse shit, which there was plenty of opportunity for him to do. But, and I asked him when I was a late teenager, early 20s, if he knew about that shit or saw any go down, or, I asked him, you got a box of money buried somewhere, Grandpa, from, the boys giving you a little hookup to look the other way? And my grandfather said, no. He said, the fucking problem with that shit was everyone he ever saw that got involved with that not only wound up losing their job, but 9 out of 10 times they got the finger put on them as the person who perpetrated the theft or, the smuggling. So, my grandfather was a fucking wise man. And even the boys that, twisted an arm or two, they just avoided my grandfather because they, some thieves have honor. Some thieves don't fuck with honest men. My grandfather was known as an honest man, so they just kind of worked around him. Who the fuck is that? Or who the fuck is Alice? Says it was a sad showing at Laura Rader. Logan Sandman says, I wish I didn't have to leave the house for 6 weeks. Well, you could move in with your mom for 27 years. Jimbo Felch doesn't even have to change his bed sheets or wash his own laundry or cook his own meals. Mommy does it all for him. What kind of mother lets their fat fucking 53-year-old child hang around in the fucking house for 6 weeks? My God, it's pathetic. Your mommy is your biggest fucking enemy, Jimbo. She's enabling your over the hill childish behavior. You're over the hill, bro. You're over that half-life hump, and you're still home with your mommy and have been there for 27 fucking years. Holy shit. My advice to you, Jim, is make sure all your insurance is paid up. It's just advice. Take it if you want, don't if you don't want to. Laura Rader says, it was indeed Who the Fuck is Alice. I hate that I missed the last invasion of, well, trolls. They are not. Alan Killian says, I think Gloria Ad has always had a crush on Chili. Probably. Who the Fuck is Alice? Says, Carton, I missed you, Laura. Queen of Petty, 83, says the man that lives in his mom's basement. My mother has a separate house from me. She doesn't have a basement. I don't have a basement in my house either. So, okay there, Queen of Petty. Try to get up to speed if you can, because you can bust my balls, you can roast me, but that's not funny, nor is it true. So my advice to you is do better. Try harder. Chill, hang back a little bit, watch the other people in the chat, because some of them are really fucking good at this. And then, try to pick up by example how to be more funny and not so petty. But then again, you are the Queen of Petty. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Says, hey, all. I'm going to listen while I make dinner and pumpkin bread. Okay, look, I want a corner piece on the pumpkin bread saved for me. Laura Rader says, this is not going to sound it the way I mean it, Katie, but Gloria Ad has always reminded me of the Special Olympics kids I trained that would get crushes on us, too. Really? That happens? Unlocked asks, can you break up with your hand? It's difficult, but you can. Who the fuck is Alice? Says, hi and hello, baby. Logan Sandman's with us. Automatic doors are triggered by radar, not weight. Yeah, it's like a beam that you break. That's why I'm pretty sure that Jim's wafer thin is just a wafer. I have a wafer. Jimmy's wafer thin ginger-haired girlfriend in college was a figment of Jim's imagination. As Jim worked in the library with this wafer-thin young lady, Jim would have to trip the automatic door sensor so that she could get in. Jimmy would approach the glass door, and instead of seeing this fat blob of a fucking ugly human being, he would, in the reflection, his delusion was so strong that the reflection he would see of himself was a skinny little redheaded female who apparently, when back at the dorm room, liked to put a vibrator up his anal cavity. Oh, Jimmy. Even Jimmy's imaginary girlfriend broke up with him, sent Jimmy into a tailspin. He had to go home to mommy. He's been there for 27 years. Laura Rader says, hello, baby. Alan Killian says, Katie, I think Cholito gets Gloria Ad wet. Logan Sandman says, hi at hello, baby. Logan Sandman says, I get paid to sleep all day. It's called early retirement. Nice. Queen of Petty. Oh, does the sock on the doorknob comment I already read. If there's a sock on my doorknob, it means I'm having sex with the other one. Clouded. The other one what? You have 2 vibrators? Wow. Black's got like 30 of them. Logan knows most of the brand names, the special features of them, and apparently Logan was able to hack the Bluetooth connection and sent Blecka into an orgasmic spiral that Dan has never been able to do. And because of that, Logan was banned at the Welsh News Network. Laura Rader says, speaking of it's weird, how much creepy sexual cosplay is constantly happening at WNN, both in chat and on panel. I find it hard to believe that Blackety Black would be commenting on Miss Mandy's looks or the way she puts makeup on, that anemically pale 4 foot. Blecka is literally, there's a reason why you've never seen Blecka except from the shoulders down, because Blecka is 4'8" and weighs 320 pounds. At the waistline, at the belly and the waistline, Becca goes boom. Laura Rader says, all these imaginary weddings with teenage boys who live in a graveyard. Oh my God. All they have left are their delusional lies. Chili's in jail, no more content. All they have left are their delusional lies. And Chili's new round of phone calls are showing a polite, more civil side of Chili. And it leaves Dan and the rest of the douchebags at the Welsh News Network, including Shuggy, the ballless fucking boy lover. Shuggy's a boy lover. Shuggy's a boy lover. That's why he broadcasts from the employee nap room at the hotel he's a doorman for, because he hates to be home with his wife. He hates his fucking wife. Hates her. Sad. You live a sad life, Shuggy, pretending to be something when all you are is really a dim-witted drunkard. Katie D says, if at Shuggy is here, why do you let them treat you like you're a moron? Because he is a fucking moron. They do treat him like a moron. Has anyone noticed over there the power struggle in the pecking order? Like Dan's, nobody can be critical of Dan. In fact, Hank left last night's broadcast early, only an hour in. The broadcast the night before, Dan was correcting Hank, and Hank just fucking had enough of it. Dan's usually wrong when he corrects Hank. And Hank's brain is working at 5 miles an hour, can't shift out of second gear. And he's still fucking smarter than Dan. Alan Killian says, the beautiful hello baby has joined today. Who the fuck is Alice? Says, come on, Shuggy, card isn't here. Don't be afraid. Oh my God. Shuggy's either busy opening a packet of peanuts or he's his hands are busy and he can't type because he's adjusting his anal plug. Laura Rader says, you don't too trust Dan. You just have to trust Becca. Ooh. I don't know if anyone's noticing it over at the Welsh News Network, but if you're over there listening, before you get the splitting headache after 3 to 4 minutes and have to leave, pay attention because there's a pecking order. Nobody can be critical of Dan. Dan can be critical of Blecka. Pope Phil can be critical of Blecka. Shuggy is not to correct Dan. He gets shouted down for that. Jimbo Felch can only comically correct Dan, but you can hear Jimmy get really frustrated when he's right and Dan's wrong, and Dan just keeps insisting that Jimbo Felch is the one that's wrong. So there's a struggle at the bottom of the pile, and the bottom of the pile is Shuggy, That's why you haven't seen Dan's HM veteran card, because, you're not worthy of seeing it, Shuggy. Neither is Jimbo Felch. Hank saw it, but Dan had his thumb covering the personal information. So that's not, you can't vouch for that. You don't even know if it's him. He could have had somebody else's fucking card. Oh man. Blecka saw it, but Blecka lies. So, Blecka saved Chili's dog from the fucking humane shelter when he was arrested in Vegas. But we all saw the video where the police gave the dog to Chili's fucking nephew. Hell of a lie there, Bleckety Black. But you're not trustable because you a fucking liar. And you're hopped up on fucking anti-anxiety pills, crushed, snorted, and fireball coming at you. That's the way you work. Lucky, you may not have actually seen it. You may just have been gaslit so many times with Dan insisting that you saw it, and he'll tell everyone how drunk you are when he showed it to you if you don't just say you saw it. Why don't you just show your fucking card, Dan? Show it to Stoned. Oh, that's right. You can't really show it to Stoned Vet because you talk so much fucking shit about him, you idiot. Show it to Master Sergeant Retired. Have him vouch for you. You pathetic little fucking weasel. Shuggy, get your card. Shuggy, get your card. You were in the Merchant Marines, not Her Majesty's Royal Rowboat Crew. Laura Rader laughing at who the fuck is Alice. Laura Rader says carte blanche is batshit crazy broad, is a batshit crazy broad, but I'll protect you, Shuggy, if she shows up. There you go, Shugman. Alan Killian says, anybody else think that within 6 months, Blecka will have more forehead than Will Smith's wife? I got to go through my screenshots and find the one from Bleckety Black's Facebook page where you literally can see how fucking bald she is. It's a goddamn wig. Logan Sandman says, uh-oh, Alan's going to get slapped by Will Smith next. Laura Rader says, was it transferred to the Veen fundraiser? I don't know. Was it? Dan lies about a lot of shit and never shows receipts. Speaking of never showing receipts, Irish Demon still has not shown any receipts that prove any of the money he collected made it to Limey's mom, and Limey's mom has disappeared from the YouTube sphere. Laura Rader says, or did the Veen fundraiser for 2000 start at zero, even after the Our Nevada judge's bid fell through? Well, Dan's got a grift. The boy got a grift. The sleep all afternoon, no job motherfucker got a grift. Queen of Petty says, the thing I learned from Beauty and the Beast, any girl can fall in love with you, given you lock her in the basement long enough, clouded. Is that what happened to you, Queen of Petty? Blink twice if you're still locked in the basement. Laura Rader says, LOL, nah, I only watched the replay because I've been banned there for a long time. Who the fuck is Alice? Says, nice one, ladies, going swinging. When Walter confirmed, Walter is the perfect Bosley. Dan hates Walter. Adam McGuire says, already banned from the WNN chat. They're over there at WNN bitching because Brian on Chili's channel won't let them into StreamYard. Dan and Hank got banned months ago because they were trying to porn bomb Chili, where he was trying to set up a interview. It has nothing to do with Brian, Dan, and Hank. It has to do with your shitty past behavior. And you're calling Brian out for blocking people when your fucking block list on your fucking account is as big as a fucking Webster's dictionary. Everyone in this fucking chat room is banned at your fucking account. There's no such thing as free speech at the Welsh News Network. Scott Amo says, why does Dan hate Walter? He's in the top 3 nice guys on the internet. Exactly, Scott Amo. Dan hates Walter because Walter comes here. That's the only reason he hates him. Queen of Petty says, hey, Clouded, you are like a fine wine in a basement, untouched. I have a kid, you fucking moron. And you've used that joke here before, but you said it about yourself. Blink twice if you're still locked in the basement, Queen of Petty. Be more funny. Laura Rader says, Scott Amo, I'm certain that's it, precisely because Walter is popular with natural charisma. Laura Rader says, I'm glad you're here, Queen of Petty 83. Yes, I'm glad she's here too. Laura Rader says, shoot, I can't remember who it was now, but someone got me good today with a great burn on one of my comments on Shiz's stream. I laughed so hard and admitted I deserved it. Fair play to you, Laura Rader. That's why I like you. Adam McGuire finally says hello to everybody. Alan Killian says hello to Adam. Adam McGuire says, at Laura Rader, at who the fuck is Alice? Good to see you. And the rest. Laura Rader says, I'm delighted you made this short notice live, Adam. Makes bullying coded worth it. All right, one more from Queen of Petty. Do you know what happens when you put your penis in the vacuum cleaner? I really wouldn't know, but I'm going to guess, Queen of Petty, that you do know, and you're going to tell us. The Walmart security guard throws you out, clouded. Laughs. You're so funny. Did you get permanently banned from Walmart like Frauditor Reaper did after the great chicken breast heist? Adam McGuire says, Alan Killian, what's up? With a little LOL. Adam McGuire again. Here a lot of the time, just don't talk because I am doing something else. That's fine. Participate when you want to. Don't if you don't want to. We have 32 in the chat. Beautiful clear skies, slight breeze, about 62, 63 degrees. Nice California Bay Area. Laura Rader says, stop it, Coded. It's bad enough when WNN does it. Miss Mandy's here, says hey to everybody. Apparently, Miss Mandy, we have amorous relations with each other. So says Dan and Blackety Black at the Schnooze Network. But I doubt those two would know what amorous relations are, as all they ever do is and then Dan says, faster, Blacka. You won't get me off unless you really violate my sphincter. Oh my God, the fucking weirdness over there. Queen of Petty says, I used my vacuum cleaner as a sex toy. It sucked ass. Clouded. What the fuck is wrong? Something's seriously wrong with you. Careful, you'll prolapse your anus, and then you'll have to drag your ass around on the carpet like Dan does. After his fucking dog mounts him. Katie D says, hey, at Miss Mandy Reacts. Miss Mandy Reacts says, at Queen of Petty, sideways laughing. Alan Killian says, Blacka powers are vibrators with jumper cables off a 24-volt Kenworth. Have battery will vibrate over to your place. Who the fuck is Alice? Laughing at Laura Rader, who says, Blacka's box of toys sits right next to Blacka's box of batteries. Miss Mandy Reacts says, and Dan, how come you never paid Artie's corporate fiction the amount you were supposed to pay? And you promised to pay for the chilling body, the chilly body cam video? Fucking Dan stiffed Artie's corporate fiction? What a fucking asshat. Artie should have given me a shout. I offered to throw him $100 toward that shit. If Artie needs the money Dan stiffed him on, have Artie send me a message. I would love to pay Dan's portion that he stiffed Artie out of. Laura Rader says, "Wow, I missed Hank's departure. I couldn't watch that much of WNN broadcast without risking brain damage." Katie D says, "They treat Shuggy like shit and they all laugh like it's funny." Yeah, I know. Shuggy's too drunk or too stupid to figure it out. Miss Mandy Reacts says they all over sexualize Blacka, and it's really kind of sad because she's actually a really nice person. I don't think so. You can. That's actually kind of big of you to say that Black is a nice person. I don't see any niceness in her. I see fake niceness to cover up the shitty person she really is. And Becca says, "What is they're fucking saying that I was triggered by the little short they did? If I was triggered to anything, Dan, it was fucking laughter. You're an idiot. And now your credibility's who's going to trust any receipts you put up now when you pulled the chili and cut clips and rearranged words to make it say what you wanted to say instead of what I actually said? Perhaps, Dan, you could save your reputation by giving a live stream and a time marker where that clip was cut from, but you can't because you fake as fuck." Triggered. Dan was triggered. Blacko was whining because I said, "What would you do, Dan, if I sued Blacka?" And Blacka's like, "You can't sue me. I'm nothing at WNN. I don't own anything." You're part of the fucking grift, Blacka. You're listed as a host. Everyone else, you and Dan are listed as the show hosts. Everyone else is listed as a guest host. You, Blacka, have control over content display. So you could have said, "Hey, that's not kosher. Don't do that shit." But you let it roll. So worry away, Blacka. Worry away. Who the fuck is Alice? Says Shuggy is the doormat of WNN. Exactly. Laura Rader says all of the important people in Dan's world have already seen the evidence. Who is important? Hank, who can't remember anything that happened 5 fucking minutes ago, and Blacka, the vibratory digital love interest. Dan, if you were so in love with her, how come you haven't come to America yet? How come Blacka hasn't taken it? We understand, Dan. You're not allowed to come into America because of a registry list, and your intricate knowledge of child services documents in the Virginia, D.C. area. How come you haven't busted open your big fat wallet, Dan, and bought Black a fucking plane ticket to come visit you? Because you don't give a shit about her. You're just using her. You could find better eye candy than Blacka, for fuck's sake. Your idea of eye candy is a heavily filtered 40-something balding female. Miss Mandy reacts as Shuggy is a self-entitled asshole and deserves everything he gets. Shuggy is a self-entitled asshole, and what he got was the end of his work career. He's only in his late 50s. He's my age. He's opening doors for people at a fucking mid-tier Scottish hotel that no one ever goes to, which is why he's always down in the basement fucking hotel worker nap room doing live broadcasts. Shuggy, get the fucking door, dipshit. Laura Rader says the rest of you in the WNN orbit do not matter. No receipts for you. Laura Rader says, Miss Mandy, I do believe she was a really nice person, but Dan is a really bad influence. Well, Blacka sold out any credibility and any likability she had when she got financially involved with Dan's WNN venture, and now she has to protect Dan's image and do her best to prevent people from finding out what a grifter con man Dan is, because Dan grifter conned fucking Blacka. Dan got the bitch's money. Now the bitch got to put up with Dan because she's never going to get the fucking money back. Queen of Petty says, clouded. I told this girl I have a huge dick, and she said I don't like big dick. So I said, do you like liars? Is Lard Boy Queen of Petty? You two tell the same fucking jokes. Laura Rader said, Miss Mandy, happy Sunday, by the way. Can I ask you something? Miss Mandy says, hi to Logan. Miss Mandy says, Laura, you can ask anything. Katie D says, I think the Blacka romantic thing is a charade. It is a charade. It's a total charade. Black is part of the fucking con. Laura Rader says, did you ever find anything, quote, endearing about Dan and his arrogance and constant putting down of others? Where is Miss Mandy says, at Laura Rader, absolutely not at all. He was always an arrogant asshole. He always pushed the envelope and tried to make people uncomfortable. It's like he was raised to be a douchebag. He needs help. Dan was the runt of the litter that got the shit kicked out of him by his brothers his whole life. So in his adult life, rather than recognizing that that's not an appropriate way to treat people, he normalized it by absorbing that treatment into his behavior and treating other people that way. It's how abusers become abusers. They're usually abused at a young age. Dan was abused at a young age. Dan's waiting for his mom to die. He's literally said, I hope the bitch won't die. And then he says that his mother didn't leave him anything in the inheritance. Dan's mother's making the fucking choices. That's why Dan hates women. That's why Dan hates women, because Dan's mother told Dan's father what to fucking do, what he could do, what he couldn't do. And Dan, well, he claims to be 49, but Dan's really like in his early 60s. And Dan hasn't gotten over the fact that Dan's mother was an overbearing bitch. That's why he hates women. Miss Mandy says, Veen fundraiser. If you know anything about it, Miss Mandy, apparently Veen has stage 4 cancer, and I guess the apartment complex that he's in wanted to renovate and modernize the facility. So, they gave notice and people had to they had to relocate themselves, which is, perfectly normal in a fucking business venture. When your lease runs out, they don't have to fucking renew it. So apparently Dan is using Veen's woes as the new attempt to grift off people, where the stream elements isn't displaying today. So, you'll never know how much was donated. Speaking of donations, we did that was like $360. We gave away 75 5-kilo bags of rice in my local community in the Philippines, all paid for by me. I don't ask people. I do. God gave me resources and abilities. First, he gave me abilities. He gave me the ability to learn. I have a sharp intellect. I've always had a sharp intellect. He gave me a father who taught me a solid work ethic. Like even my peer group, my friends growing up, they didn't have the work ethic I had. And, I was resentful of my dad as a, early teenager with the amount of fucking, housework, yard work, that kind of shit I had to do before I could, bust out and play on a Saturday morning or a Sunday. None of my friends had to cut the grass, rake the lawn, any of that shit. Their fucking fathers did it. I had to do it. I thank my dad for it today. I didn't really like it when I was a young teen, but he gave me a solid fucking work ethic. My dad passed 2 years ago on the 4th of July, and I really miss him. I really miss him. I wish he was around to chat with again. I'll see him in heaven. Dan will see his mom and dad. Well, he's taking the down elevator because he denies the Christ. Blacka too. I mean, Blacka, your eternal existence until you burn away into fucking ash will probably include being tormented by Dan, who will probably at the same time be being tormented by his mother. The thing that woke me up to the idea of hell and the eternal punishment is, there's a line in the scripture that hell was not made for men, it was made for disobedient angels. But then men became disobedient and, they earned their right to go there too. The entity that will be in control in hell, the place of eternal torment, is Satan, who was the first to fall, the first of God's creation that was disobedient, which is a function of the free will that God gave not only to man, but to the angels also. Some chose to rebel. A lot of men choose to rebel. Wide is the way that leads to destruction. Narrow is the path that leads to redemption. So, Dan, remember the wide is the way when you're looking at your big fucking sub count, which is all fucking cell phone bots. It's not even real people. It's crazy. The last night broadcast is sitting right now with a mere 600 likes. Then you have 11 times the subscribers that we have, and you can barely get more views than we do. Kind of odd. What a waste. You waste money. That's why you have no money, Dan, because you waste money on pinata style veneer to make yourself look like you're something that you're not, bigger than you are. You just tall, Dan. That's just about all. You don't have anything else. You're just tall. And your height you had nothing to do with. You had zero to do with your height. Who the fuck is Alice's? People treat you how you let them. Dan lords over all of them and they accept it. Weak. They are all weak people. Gerhard Schelkman in the house. Laura Rader says, I'm truly mind-boggled a little at people finding anything about Dan something they want to be around daily. They have the same, Dan's core listeners. Sue Me is now in the chat. She says, at PDD, how dare you use the name Jason Gutterman? Who the fuck gives a shit about Jason Gutterman? Sumi says, wow, you are behaving like this and you don't think Dan will go. Dan won't go to heaven. Dan won't go to heaven because he denies the Christ. That's why he won't go to heaven. I operate because when Christ died on the cross, right? The law were no longer subject to the law of sin and death, the Mosaic law, which is why we don't pay a tithe anymore. It's why we don't sacrifice animals anymore. We're not under the law. We are under a perfect law of liberty. Sumi, I would like you to know. Hello, rebel. Sumi, I would like you to know that you are saved and go to heaven because you believe that Jesus is God who came in the flesh, was tempted in every way a man can be tempted, did not break the law, was convicted by the very law God gave to the Israelites in order to be able to recognize Messiah when he came. They used that very law to convict Christ falsely. He died a brutal death on the cross crucified, was buried, and rose on the third day. If you believe that, you go to heaven. If you don't believe that, you don't go to heaven. It's that simple. Now, when you make the choice to believe and you truly believe, and you will know when you believe, it doesn't matter what anyone else says. You're under a perfect law of liberty. You are asked that you will not use that freedom, that liberty, as a cloak to cover sin. Once you believe, you are saved. You cannot lose your salvation. If you do intentionally and continually sin, given the freedom that Christ's sacrifice gives us, if you continue to sin, then you will be turned over to Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that your soul may be saved in the day the Lord returns. That's what the book of Job is all about. Job, a man who never went against God, did not succumb to the temptations of Satan, destroying his health, destroying his family, destroying his wealth. Job did not curse God. But all of that Satan was able to do to Job is a lesson for the future Christian believers, that this is what Satan is able to do to a man if the hedge of protection from the Holy Spirit is withdrawn, which is what will happen if you continually and perpetually sin after you become a believer and are given this freedom. I'll worry about it when Satan puts a finger on me. He can't. Do you understand what's going on, Sumi? Sumi says, I grew up in the church. Don't preach to me. Which church? Because most of them are full of aberrant doctrine. Are you now telling me what I can and can't talk about, Sumi? Why don't you come in with something intelligence instead? Sumi, you're one of those, don't judge. The Bible says don't judge. You're one of those people at WNN. Yet you came in here and passed judgment. Because you don't understand what you're talking about. I don't care what church you grew up in. You don't appear to show any fruit. You traffic with a perpetual liar, a con man, a grifter. And all he has to do to show that he's an honest man is show the receipts that show that the months he did charitable lottery, illegal gambling schemes to raise money, show that money actually went to the charities. Sumi, ask yourself, why won't Dan show the receipts? Is it something like this, Sumi? Let me bring this screen up. We're at 6 o'clock. I only have about a half an hour left to play today. All right, so this is the apple juice stream. And let me blow this up big. We don't need to see the side chat right now. This is Dan's supposed letter from YouTube. Now, Dan, the day before, he showed this last night, so he got it yesterday. The broadcast before, Dan apparently said that he had finally submitted the paperwork to appeal. Why'd you wait so long, Dan? Why'd you wait so long? Because you don't give a fuck if your members bought memberships and memberships for other people, and that just goes to waste. They don't get any benefit from what they purchased. You don't care, right, Dan? Because you pocketed the money. You have the money, so you don't care if their memberships are valid or invalid. You don't care. So Dan waited. Why did Dan wait? Because Dan was told the amount of time he would be demonetized for. It wasn't just the memberships. Dan was completely demonetized. He was unable to collect super chats. He was unable to run advertisements in his archived streams. Dan was demonetized. It's not just a membership issue. That's what this letter is just about, membership. Dan was fully fucking demonetized. Now, let's take a look at what we're seeing here. Is there a header? There's no header. So we don't know if this is a fake or if YouTube actually sent it. There's no YouTube header. There's no date on this. Dan's been demonetized several times already. This could be a letter he received from YouTube when Chili hit him with copyright strikes. I mean, this could be anything. Dan's been demonetized a couple times now. So there's no header. There's no date on it. See, that's the important part in the receipt is the dating and the acknowledgement that it's from the actual source, which by this presentation, you can't fucking tell. So it says, hi, Welsh News Network. We're happy to share that your YouTube partner program appeal was successful. Now, all the other times Dan had Dan's last appeal took 90 days. 90 days. You know, the exact amount of time you get demonetized for, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. We're happy to share that your YouTube partner program appeal was successful and your channel can now monetize again. See, he was demonetized, not just a membership thing. Our team carefully reviewed both your content and your video appeal. Your appeal helped us to better understand how you create your videos, your content strategy, and your channel's brand. It's a good thing YouTube understands it because fucking no one else does. Thanks for submitting an appeal and for your patience while we reviewed it. We realized this was, your patience while we reviewed it. Dan said he sent the paperwork yesterday. This correspondence with YouTube is fake. And that's why Dan won't show the date. And that's why Dan won't show the YouTube header. It's fake. It's fake as fuck, like everything else at the Schnooze Network. All right, let's cover a little bit of this early fucking blah blah.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Yeah, now.
Where's Shuggy?
Does anyone remember to invite him?
I'll do that.
I don't think so.
Hey, guess what? I had an email today. Kink. Hi, Welsh News Network. We're happy to share that your YouTube partner program appeal was successful and your channel can now monetize again. Our team carefully reviewed both your content and your video appeal. Your appeal helped us to better understand how you create your videos, your content strategy, and your channel's brand. Thanks for submitting an appeal and for your patience while we reviewed it. We realized this was extra work for you and we appreciate your help.
Patience while it was reviewed. Dan announced yesterday that he just sent the paperwork in the day before, or he announced it 2 days ago. Your patience, one day, 12 hours. That's because Dan knew the timer was running out on his demonetization. And all this correspondence is fucking fake. Faked by Dan. Like the fucking little short video he did of me cutting my words. Dan's got nothing left. There's no truth in this water-headed Welsh retard. There never was any truth in him. And now all he's got is lies to spew. Dan, I'll give Kate 40 grand. Never came through with the money. I'll give Artie money for the body cam video. Never gave the fucking money. I'll stake Irish Demon in a fight against Chili, 10 grand. Money never showed. I'll fight Irish Demon myself if Chili won't do it. And I'll still put up the 10 grand. Never fucking did it. Promised Laney Hudson's mother and aunt money. Never gave any money to him. That's just a sack of shit liar. Why do you bow at his knee there, Sumi? Hello Baby says, you know I adore you, but you always make me envious and hungry at the same time. Sumi says, I thought you were a good Christian. I am a good Christian. Listen, Sue, your idea of who Christ is not representative of what's in the scripture. Didn't Christ say this? Don't think that I have come to bring peace. I have not come to bring peace. I have come to bring a sword. A man's enemy will be those of his own household. I don't know where all of you guys get the idea that Christ was a hippie freak in a tunic carrying a fucking baby lamb with a look on his face like he just drank a bad glass of buttermilk. That's not the Christ that's in the scripture. See, Sumi, your problem is you grew up in an institution and you never read the actual text. Sumi in the live chat says, why is your religion the religion and all other religions are wrong? Well, Sumi, I would say because that's what God said. It's written in a book for us to, read. And God said this, the God that is written of in the scripture said this, test all things, hold on to that which is morally good. Right? I talk about it quite a bit here. James 1:27. If you want to practice perfect religion, it's simple. It's James 1:27, a part of the Bible you've never read, Sumi. Pure religion and undefiled before our God and Father is this: to visit the widow, to visit the orphan in their affliction, and keep yourself unstained by the world. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. And if you really believe in Christ and you hear me speak that passage, that single verse, James 1:27, and you're not moved to visit the less fortunate, not give them money over the internet. See, God didn't ask you to donate to fund drives on the internet. He asked you to go out and visit the unfortunate. If you truly believed in Christ, that would be the work that you would involve yourself in, not giving to some water-headed Welsh grifter. Go read Acts of the Apostles. It's full of the apostles going out into the world and encountering con man after con man after con man whose only interest, they talk smooth words, but their only interest was get money and power for themselves. It's the parable of the talents. Have you ever read the parable of the talents? God, the master went away. He gave a sum of money to 3 individuals. 2 of the individuals invested the money and made a return. The 3rd individual buried the money in the ground and gave back only what was given to him because he was afraid of the master, because the master was strict and stern and he was afraid of losing, so he never invested. That's the one that lost. He lost because he was afraid to lose. Don't you know that if you're doing the work of God, God will guide you? If it is God's work, it will prosper. Now, Sumi, ask yourself, why do I, coded, have money to buy a 10-pound sack of rice for every household in my zone of my barangay in the Philippines? You know why I have that? Because that's what God wants me to do. Help the less fortunate, and God gave me resources and abilities to earn the money necessary to provide for them. And the more of that I do, the more blessed I become. The more days I have where windfall money just drops on me. And it doesn't just benefit me, it benefits the people I work with. I make more, they make more. If I make more and the other guys I'm working with do the same they've always done, their pay goes up. And then, Sumi, there are things that happen. Sue Bear says, yawn, you always got to spew hatred. What did I just say that was hatred? What did I just say that was hatred, Sue? You say always. What did I just say that was hatred? If you wanted to help them, you would supply more than rice. What about health supplies, clean water, better housing? I do that too, Sue. I do that too. Clothing, school supplies. The water's not a problem. We have clean water. We have good mountain well water. Better housing. I do. I do. I do. One thing we did a couple years back was I put together a ferro cement template just to build with ferro cement outhouses. I had property surrounding me that had there's a property on the south end of my property that butts up against mine. On that end, if you come in about 50 yards from the border of the property, there's a steep drop off to a ravine that only has running water in it in the rainy season. It's basically like a washout gulch, feeds into a bigger creek. So the neighbors behind me, they had 11 fucking kids. There were 13 people shitting on my property. They would walk out the door, walk over onto my property, right at the edge of the ravine, small children, right at the edge of the ravine, shit on the fucking ground. 13 people every fucking day. Do you know what a fucking mess was up there when I bought my property? The stink, the filth. That's how disease spreads. I asked the guy, please stop doing this. Get your kids under control. If you're going to do this, do it on your own property. I had to go up there with men I hired, dig a pit, and set up an outhouse for a family with 13 fucking people in it. And then other families in my barangay saw the outhouse I built. It was the most work was digging the fucking pit, the cement holding tank, and the above ground structure was simple shit. Rebar frame, chicken wire, ferro cement. It'll be there for 100 fucking years. We don't have a sewer. We're out in the fucking province. We're in the jungle. We don't have city water. We don't have a sewer system. If people don't take care of their own waste, and most of these people don't know, a lot of these people, they're not educated. They don't know how to. So they need to be taught, but they're poor, so nobody invests any fucking time with them. Sumi, you should know what's going on before you start talking. What I do on YouTube is a minor fraction of my day-to-day, week-to-week life, a minor fraction. Unlike your boys over at Welsh News Network, who do nothing but sleep all day and then do a 3.5 to 6 hour grifting broadcast to enrich them at the expense of their listeners while duping people that they claim to be helping. Sue Bear, sorry if I said Sue Me. Sue Bear, what happened to Tad? What happened with Tad? Did Tad ever get anything from Welsh News Network? Or did Dan pocket the fucking money? How come Tad just disappeared? Was Tad even a real person? Was she just a third party who got a cut of the money to sob a woe story so Dan could get another grift going? Where the fuck is Tad? Sue me. Sue Bear, sue me. Where the fuck is Tad? Sue Bear says, at least they have real jobs. You're just jealous. What am I jealous of? Sue, listen. I made more money last week than Dan will grift in the next 3 months. Who has a fucking job? Who has a fucking job at Welsh News Network? Sue me. Jimbo Finch doesn't have a job. Dan sleeps all afternoon. British afternoon, because he's on American time. Dan doesn't have a fucking job. Shuggy claimed to work in the English securities industry, but he doesn't know fucking anything about it, and he's a goddamn doorman. It's just crazy, the shit that you guys are in here fucking talking. Go apply that shit back to Dan. Or come on over, talk with us, and participate. Show me who you're helping. You mean dirty money parking cars at a strip joint. How is the money dirty, Sue Bear? How is the money dirty? See, that's now you're passing judgment again. Now you're passing judgment again. Aren't you the one that says don't judge? The Bible says don't judge, and you read a half a fucking verse. How is the money dirty? The work I do is an honest day's work. It's legitimate. How is it dirty? Laura Rader says the thing is, a few good critical thinking questions can expose that someone is not being genuine or honest. Sue Bear, sue me. This document that's on screen, why doesn't it show a header why doesn't it show the identification of the individual or the entity that sent it? And why is there no date on it? Sue Bear says, do you pass taxes? What do you mean pass taxes? I pay my taxes. Of course I pay my taxes. How do you think I would be able to do the same fucking job for 15 years if I wasn't paying fucking taxes? Scott Amos says, what? WNN panel don't have jobs, at least Coded Parks cars. Sue Bear, sue me. I own 20% of my fucking company now. It took me 14 years to get there. What are any of you working for that's worth anything? Laura Rader says, Tad explained that his own parents who needed a caregiver did not want him living with them, even though there was room. Tad may have been a Jim Finch alter ego. My God. Laura Rader says, either Dan is super chatting on another channel for the attention or claiming he's donating to whatever the current fundraiser is without ever showing a receipt. Dan's just fucking talk. Queen of Petty says, at Sue Me, at Sue Bear, at PDD. The devil is whispered in my ear. You're not strong enough to withstand the storm. I whispered back, at least I didn't lose my golden fiddle to some hillbilly in Georgia. That's your idea of God's wisdom? Queen of Petty, let me ask you something. Why is it that you can hear the devil's voice? I can't hear him. Carte Blanche says, please, at Sue Bear, stop shaking whilst you type. I might understand, honey. Carte Blanche says, oh, I have been there. The Welsh News Network, at Sue Me, and I saw the hypocrisy. Why haven't you? Shaking at Carte Blanche. Is that what you do for Coded? Sue Bear, why is everything sexual with you guys? That, you know, that's the common bond that the regular listeners and Dan at Welsh News Network, that's what you all have in common, is your sexual perversion. Hello Baby says, don't forget, if you need to escape LA, Mom too, you can come here. I have a very clean, comfy home with that bedroom and food at Logan Sandman. My email is my channel is in my channel about area. You're a very generous person. Hello, baby. Scott Amos says, hey, Queen, I bet you $1 million that you'd find yourself pooped right out, popped right out the chat at WN if you pestered Dan to stop talking about a certain topic. Exactly. Sumi says, if you wanted to help them, I already read that. I do all those things, Sumi. So what are you going to do? Come here and say that what you're doing to help the unfortunate coded is not enough. You should be doing these other things instead. Meanwhile, you don't do any of those things and you throw money at a clown who puts on pink spandex and requires you to pay him to get drunk. Come on, Sumi, wake the fuck up. You're not that stupid. I get it. You invested time, you defended the guy, but at some point in time, you have to say, what? It's just the same shit every fucking day. Every day there's a new fucking bag. Alan Killian says, yo, Queen, how about sending your inner demons my way? I'm 71 years old and am willing to handle that problem for you. See how generous our listeners are here? Jesus. Sue Bear says, hey, I know it's Sunday and all. Don't you have cars to park? Every time you guys have come at me with that insult, which, by the way, you copycat fucking retard, Irish Demon started that shit. It probably came from Shiz originally, but Irish Demon started that shit, and then the WNN panel picked it up. Every time that when Demon said it to me, I got a little, I was a little pissed. I wanted to fucking really jump down his throat, but I went easy on the fat boy. So I went to work and I just funneled that fucking negative energy into fucking run. And I made a fuck ton of money. That's you curse me, God blesses me. You say go park cars like it was a demeaning thing. I'm an owner of the company I work for. Okay. I do a lot more than park cars. I wish that I could just go to work and put my head down and park cars all day. I would actually make more money doing that than the money I make. And I have been doing that for the last week and a half. Dan did the go park cars thing. Shuggy came in and did the go park a fucking car. I went to work. I did that fucking shit. I made a fuck ton of money that day. Yesterday, I was listening to this little broadcast and I stopped when Dan did it. I stopped listening when Dan did it. It was dead. There was nothing going on. It was still early in the night at the club. Dan said something about, go park fucking cars and how upset I was or would be that he got remonetized. I'm not upset that you got remonetized, Dan. It's not that your shit is monetizable that's bothersome. It's that you're a grifting con man liar that's bothersome. So Dan said that, Coded will be all pissed about this. He's claiming I was triggered. I was triggered to fucking laughter, Dan. I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing at you while your lifestyle is dependent on how much you can beg today. Actually, Dan, the poor I help in the Philippines, the indigent poor, are in better shape than you are, both physically and spiritually. So Dan did the, hey, go back, valet, go park fucking cars. And I just shut it off, because it's just petty fucking nonsense. 15 minutes after I shut that off, I've been working to promote the club I'm at on Friday, Saturday. I've been working to promote the Tuesday night there with one of the managers at the club because Tuesday's dead, and it's Tuesday's always a dead thing. So when the weather started to warm up down here, he and I started going around and we were talking to motorcycle clubs. And we were putting up flyers and giving out information to people and, letting them know we'll put a package deal for them together if they bring 20, 40, 60 people. So right after Dan said that, I stopped listening. The whole cultivating motorcycle clubs was, it's been a couple weeks of effort with no reward. 15 fucking minutes after Dan said that, over 40 fucking Harleys rolled into that lot at a time when the club was fucking dead. We put 40 bikes in, and then there were probably 8 to 10 SUVs, in the trail behind, which they do that in case a bike dumps or, somebody has problems or somebody drinks too much. So it's just funny that every time you guys do the go park a fucking car thing, I have a phenomenal fucking day. So I'm not bitching about it. Curse me all you want. God takes your curses and he blesses me by them. We'll be doing another round of giving rice away soon because of the windfall I had yesterday and because of the last 7 days. I've just made crazy amounts of money. At accounts I haven't been to in a while because I had a guy running them that just went back home to Serbia. So I was in there doing his accounts, and I'm keeping them because I'm making way more fucking money than he was making. So you curse me, God blesses me. Go ahead and curse me. What the fuck? I don't care what you fucking say. You should care what you say. And the extent to which I care about what you say is because you are not fucking harming me in the slightest. You're only hurting yourself. This job I work, it does two things. It helps me put away money so that my son has a bank of capital when he, 12 years, 13 years from now, when he graduates college, he can go into business for himself if he wants to. He may not want to, but that he'll be that far ahead in his saving for his own retirement if he decides not to go into business for himself. If he does want to go into business for himself, he'll have capital to invest in himself. That's what capitalism is all about. It's about saving money. It's not about spending money. And it's about saving money in a way that your money works to earn more money and that your money is available to you if a business opportunity comes along. If you're not participating in that, you're not involved. You literally are a wage slave in a capitalist society. Queen of Petty says at Sue Bear, what's the difference between a casino and a strip club? Clouded has a chance of getting screwed at the casino. All your shit is sexual. I'm a married man. I would not cheat on my wife. You know why I wouldn't cheat on my wife? Because it would break her heart. And why would I want to do that to the person I love? I don't know if you guys get it, but that's what marriage is. It's when two individual human beings become one flesh. It's in the scripture. It is the mystery of the one flesh. If you go to Psalms, Proverbs, you'll find a verse that says, he who hates his own wife hates himself. How many women has Dan been with that he hated? He certainly hated his first wife. She ran him over with a fucking car. He who hates his own wife hates himself. Look at all the hatred Dan has toward women. Dan hates his mother. He hates his first wife. He hates the baby mama who stabbed him in the thigh with a kitchen knife. That's all Dan is fucking hatred. He's uncorked hatred. And when you do those pay me to drink things, Dan's hatred comes out even more. Miss Mandy's doing a makeup video. Dan's got all kinds of fucking shitty shit to say over such a benign fucking topic. You are a little piece of shit, Dan. Laura Rader says, Shuggy. Did Shuggy make it here yet? No, we just have the fucking Welsh snooze underlings. Oh, is he here? Miss Mandy says, hi, doorman. Final Boy says, Sue Bear doxing is not cool. Is Sue Bear doxing? See, this is the kind of fucking stupid shit. Sue Bear says, you married? Does the wife overseas know you married in the States? I've only ever been married to one woman, and that is my current wife, who is not in the States. You know why? Because she loves where she grew up. And I bought what she wanted for her, which was her property that she grew up on in her local community in the Philippines. It is a gorgeous piece of property. It is an absolutely beautiful piece of property. My wife is a beautiful person. My wife could come to the States and live a very easy life with me, and she would rather be there helping the poor in her community. And to be honest with you, Sue Bear, that is what I love about my wife. Not the way she looks, the way she acts. My wife is a beautiful person inside and out. Inside and out. I was in my early 40s when I met my wife. My wife was in her early 30s. At 34 years old, my wife was the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. She still is. She got pregnant. We had a child. That's rough on a woman's body. My wife doesn't have the outward beauty that she had in her early 30s, but she still is absolutely physically beautiful, and she's a beautiful person on the inside. She cares more about other people than herself. Why are you that jealous? Are you that jealous that you have to cause strife where you see a good thing happening? Do you pay taxes, Sue Bear? Who asked me the tax question? Do you guys pay taxes? I don't think you pay tax. I don't even think you have a fucking job, because you're always on the internet. If I pop into any random show that's even loosely affiliated with the Welsh News Network, all of you regular Welsh News Network people are there. You're on the fucking internet all day long. You should shut that screen off. It's fucking your head up, and go out and get some sun on you. Final Boy says, is Sue Bear friends with Coded, or am I missing something? Sue Bear and I are not friends, although if she keeps coming around, she could wind up being a friend. It wouldn't take much to change Sue Me and Sue Bear's attitude. They just don't have a positive frame of reference in their life. Sumi says, what the fuck would you know what I do with my money? Excuse me. Sumi, I'm thinking, with your little pig icon, I'm thinking you convert it into shit you can shove down your mouth. You're about you, Sumi. If you're about helping other people, why haven't you given more to Dan's Griftocons? Why do you give such petty little fucking things? When I give, it's 600. $580 to the Cork Penny dinners, one shot. A couple weeks later, $366 to buy rice to help feed my community in the Philippines, and I'll do it again in another week or two. Shuggy says 28 Jan 2024. What's that about, Shuggy? It's good to see that you actually came into the chat, Shuggy. Hell, let me put an invite up for Shuggy. I don't have a lot of time right now, but I'll make time for the Shugman Shugster. Everybody loves a doorman. Right, Shuggy? Shuggy, how come you're always here? You hate me so much. Why are you always here? Hold on a second. Let me get that pinned up. Invite for Shuggy pinned at the top of the channel. Shuggy will be the only one I'm allowing to come up today. I have a limited amount of time. Let me play a little more of this shitty video.
Help in improving our review process.
Hey, Shugster, how come Dan didn't show the header or the date on this document or the sign off at the bottom? Is it because it's fake? Oh, and Sumi Subear, the businesses I provide services to, i.e., the valet service or or the security personnel or the hostess people or the to facilitate money transference, collection, what all of that is legitimate business. So why are you calling the money? It's dirty money. Fuck off. We'll take another fucking hit of whatever fucking barbiturate you're fucking horking up your nose every day. Laura Rader says no kink shaming sex workers, but you can kink shame a man who gets paid £1,500 to put on a pink spandex superheroine costume and dye what little hair he has left pink. What's 1/28/2024? Are you referencing a broadcast I did or a broadcast that you dumb fucks did? Let me see what I got on 1/28/2024. To be honest with you, you guys at the Welsh News Network are so insignificant that I kind of forget. That's December 12th. Ah, shit. What's the title of the broadcast there, Shugman Shugster? Come on up, Shuggy. What you afraid of? You're a big military guy, Shuggy. I'm just a fucking Wall Street finance man. You're bigger and tougher than I am. You should be able to speak better than me, but you fucking can't. Name, Shug? You got a name for me? You got a name there, Shugster? Who's doxing? Who's being accused of doxing? Don't dox anyone in here, please. Carte Blanche says, fuck me silly. Who the hell are these people with IQ of 0? Or at Queen of Petty 83. Subear, bend the knee before you leave, mateys. Queen of Petty 83 is her IQ. That's why she was never allowed into the military. Her IQ is too low to even peel potatoes. Damn it, GMK. I need to know what's so important about January 28, 2024. Yeah, come on. What's important about Jan 28? Are you referencing a Welsh News Network broadcast or a Coded Friend broadcast? Jesse VR says 5/20/2024. That hasn't happened yet. South Jersey Sasquatch, same date. GMK gay ass of hell says 1/28/2024. Laura Rader says 99999999 66666666. Queen of Petty 83 says, carte blanche, I don't care if you lick windows, run into walls, or occasionally pee on yourself. You hang in there, sunshine. You're friggin' special. Wow, that's projecting. Holy shit, that's projecting. Carte blanche says, envious is the word coded. Absolutely. All you guys can do, it's weird because you come in here bitching and pissing, but then you do the exact shit you're bitching and pissing about. You're all ad hominem personal attacks. South Jersey Sasquatch says, just tell us if your mom vacuumed your room that yet and then shut the fuck up, stupid. That day after I finished the broadcast, my mom did vacuum and dust the room that I believe my aunt stayed in the room. You know, my mother's a clean freak, dude. What are you fucking flipping out? I'm a single male. She came over to clean. I made her leave. She went to my sister's. When she came back, she was expecting that I would be at work and she would be able to clean, and I wasn't. So I involved her in the troll that she didn't want to be involved with, and she was aggravated with me because she doesn't like to be deceptive. And I think that troll will be the last troll I ever do, the only one, because it is kind of deceptive shit. Laura Rader says, at PDD, is there a reason you all have a stutter about a particular day on the calendar? In the real-time chat, KDD says, at codedfriend.001, I don't think WNN is on tonight, so they need somewhere to go. Does Dan have to go do his community service work? Or is Blecka fucking the plumber? Carte Blanche says, Queen of Petty _83. Be original or just fuck off. Laura Rader says, Miss Mandy is never going to hire the clown makeup guy in Jim Fitch's avatar. Jesse VR says 4/19/2024. Shuggy says, how's the AFP? What is AFP, Shug? I don't know what you're referencing. AFP? Help me out there, Shugster. Come on up and talk, Shuggy. What are you afraid of? Laura Rader says, hand, pink waving, hand, pink waving, hand, pink waving. Shuggy, does it hurt that Dan showed his military card to Blecka, but never to you? Showed it to Hank, too. Covered up the fucking personal information. So, Hank can't really tell if it was his or not. But you, the bottom of the fucking totem pole over there, Shugman Shugster. Shug, you're just a beard. You're just Dan's beard. Shuggy, do you know that while Dan's doing the vibratory thing with Blecka, he's masturbating to a picture of you? Miss Mandy says, go up, Shuggy, if your boss will allow you to. Even Miss Mandy thinks you're a pathetic, ballless little prick, Shuggy. Open the fucking door. Final Boy says that Shuggy doesn't like Frauditor Wrangler. Why is he here? Shuggy likes Frauditor Wrangler. Shuggy loves Frauditor Wrangler. It takes the stolen valor focus off Shuggy and Dan. Shuggy loves Frauditor Wrangler. Carte Blanche says, first these asswipes come in and try to insult. Then they use disabilities to hide behind. Then they call me a person with disabilities. You just can't make this shit up. Yep, exactly. Alan Killian says, I may have to reevaluate my estimate of their combined IQ. Rechecked my math. 15 total IQ score. More accurate. Miss Mandy reacts as she's just not used to being in front of the camera. But yes, she's 100% professional. I thought the makeup looked okay. I see girls in all state of makeup. I don't me personally, I don't like makeup. Like it took me like 2 years to convince my wife to stop putting that shit on her face. And then she can do what she wants. If she wants to put makeup on, she can put makeup on. I just don't particularly care for it. I think women are beautiful in their natural state. I think they are. And I think my wife, at least to me, is way more attractive without makeup than she is with makeup. I just prefer it. And it was a hard habit for my wife to give up. But when she finally gave it up after a couple months, she was like, oh my God, I feel like I was released from a fucking, punishment. I'm like, yeah. Light, subtle makeup, I'm okay with. But like the glomming red lipstick on your lips, it just doesn't fucking. Laura Rader says, you just park cars, Coded. Yeah, that's all I do. I'm an educated man with a college degree and 10 years of professional work on Wall Street. And all I do is park cars now. I wish that was all I did, because I would probably make more money and I would be less aggravated. There's a babysitting component to my job that I would just prefer not to have. Carte Blanche says, Shuggy is still buying coins off the net to send to people to buy their affection. Hey, Shuggy, buy me a fucking challenge coin, man. Please? Please, Shuggy? You know where the eBay got. Are you getting a bulk discount? Did you buy a lot? Did you have to buy them all to try to hide the fact that you bought them off of eBay? Katie D says, that Miss Mandy reacts. Don't let Queen of Petty get to you. Ignore the ignorant comments. Yeah, Miss Mandy, they're going to attack everything you do. I mean, a makeup thing is so fucking benign. It's insane. And Dan had to get drunk before hurling insults at you because he's a misogynistic little fucktard. Laura Rader said, Shuggy is afraid he'll lose Dan or Josh if he cheats by appearing on Coded's panel. LOL. Just kidding, Shugster. Laura, don't punch him in the fucking shoulder. When you do that, you almost knock them the fuck over. Alan Killian says, oh, Shuggy is here now. Just elevated the combined IQ to 20. Carte Blanche says, Coded, can you park my car whilst I work the house? I'm a hooker after all. Yeah. Just make sure I get my break off at the end of the night. Logan Sandman says Josh would give a shit at Laura Rader. Josh wouldn't fucking care at all. Josh would be happy to see Shuggy come up here and act like a fucking man instead of cowering in the fucking corner, you pussy. Wait till I play the outro tune to fucking post again, Shuggy, you fucking douche. South Jersey Sasquatch says, dude is like that rambling crackhead I saw laying outside in a parking lot at a casino not too long ago. He was saying, Jersey Sasquatch sucks a dick. Jersey Sasquatch sucks a dick. And then Jersey Sasquatch sucked the man's dick in the casino parking lot. What'd you get? The standard MERB $3.50 payment? Queen of Petty says, I'm a fucking ray of sunshine from hell. Okay, like I'm terrifying and delightful, but if you're weak, you won't last long here. Queen of Petty, you're actually a fucking douchebag. All those things you think you are, go look in the mirror. You're not. Scott Amos says, maybe it's a soccer score. Did the Scottish lose another fucking sport in another fucking arena? Boy, those Scotsmen aren't good at anything but fucking wearing a skirt and throwing a telephone pole. Laura Rader says, oh, they are delightful, Coded. Stop it. Laura Rader says, final boy, Shuggy is always in the bushes. Spankety spank, Shug man. If you don't tug it once a day, you won't know if it'll work tomorrow. Jesse VR says, Shuggy is here. It just takes him a while to speak up. I think he's washing Dan's balls right now, and that's why he can't talk. Carte Blanche says, oh, God, it's the large lady. Now, who's the only person worried about her exact weight? Rajara, it's not 350, it's 318 pounds. Okay, you're a fat tub of goo either fucking way. I think Rajara might become the new Tub Time with Tina, Tubby, Rumble, Stumble, Tubby Time. Laura Rader says Shuggy finds it hard to type or speak when he's busy cupping Dan's balls in his mouth. Nice. Everybody knows you're a ball washer, Shuggy. Final Boy says, oh, Shuggy and Wrangler are friends. Okay, he's cool. Shuggy and Wrangler are good friends. Shuggy secretly sends payments to Wrangler to continue to broadcast because as long as people are looking at Wrangler's stolen valor, no one's questioning Shuggy's stolen valor. How come Dan has a veteran's card and you don't, Shuggy? You weren't in her Majesty's Royal Rowboat crew. You were a fucking merchant marine there, Shugser. If you worked alongside the British Navy, you're not entitled to get a card, Shuggy. Carte Blanche says, at Jesse VR, he needs to consult with Dan before he speaks. Yeah. Unfortunately. Oh, Bobby's data collection sources here. Delicate little cart is triggered. Watch out. Cart's not triggered at all, you dumb motherfucker. Miss Mandy Reacts says, I don't support Wrangler. Shuggy does. He cups his balls. He cups his balls and he leans in. He whispers in his ear while just lightly licking Wrangler's earlobe. He says, good job, boy. I'll send you a challenge coin. Keep the spotlight off me and Dan. PDD says, how does she hide that bulge in her pants? Oh, my God. Scott Amos says, serious question for the WNN fans. This might be where we end it. Serious question for the WNN fans here. What's the value you get in your life from watching WNN streams? It must be something good because you all are white knighting hard for WNN. What's wrong with Dan that Dan can't fucking defend himself? Jesse VR says, oh, this really pathetic trying to use the Wrangler thing now. Well, I don't have anything to do with Wrangler. I told Wrangler what an honest person would tell a man who is caught up in his own lies. Tell the fucking truth. Go over to Stone Vet and tell Stone Vet the truth. At that point in time, Stone Vet probably, if Wrangler had told Stone Vet the truth and come clean about it, Stone Vet probably would have he wouldn't have been all over him the way he's all over him. So, I told Wrangler, tell the truth. Go talk to Josh. Tell Josh the truth. And I'll support you as long as you don't fucking lie. And then Wrangler went right on to lying. So a day later, he lost my support. Well, you guys are so desperate to try to tie me to Wrangler. You should be doing that with Shiz, not me. Duh. Final Boy says, what happened to Mandy? Why don't you support? I don't think Mandy ever supported Wrangler. I think you're just making shit up. Shuggy says, when were all vets allowed to apply for their ID cards? I don't know the exact date, Shuggy, but I know this for sure. You could have had it a year ago before all this shit with Wrangler started. And when Wrangler was being called out for stolen valor and you were participating in it, Shuggy, you could have at that point in time gotten your HM veteran card. You've been able to get it for at least a year, possibly longer. See, Shuggy, this is the thing. You think, oh, I gotcha because I could have gotten it a year ago, not 2 years ago, like you said. The point, Shuggy, is you don't fucking have it. And the reason you don't have it is you're not entitled to get one. And you'll, a month from now, you'll say you got it, but you can't show it because, secret squirrel stuff. Josh had 2 white papers read by the fucking president of the United States, and he can talk about what he did. What did you do, Shuggy? Kill babies and rape children? Touche, so gay, says, how much do the dancers pay you to go away? They actually don't, Touche. How much do you pay Dan to put costumes on? That's the better question. Your trolling sucks, Touche. Who the fuck is Alice? They're trying hard at Jesse VR. Hello Baby says, what happened to Diamond Dave? Yeah, where is Diamond Dave? Well, we sussed him out as Mark the Sarcastic Spank Boy's alter ego, so he won't come around anymore. 46 viewers. Much thanks to the Welsh News Network Simp Squad for showing up today. Shuggy's still afraid to talk, even with a ton of his supporters in the fucking room. Laura Rader says, Shuggy, I wasn't asking about why you don't have a military card, but about you not seeing Dan's military card. Shuggy has to maintain plausible deniability because Shuggy knows one day Dan's going to get fucking caught. And Shuggy's worried he's going to get caught too. Carte Blanche says, Google it, Shuggy, you half fucking wet. Laura Rader says, which Dan claims he already has. Dan has the card. Shuggy doesn't have it. Dan claims it, but the only people who have seen it is Hank, who Dan put his thumb. Why would Dan put his thumb over the fucking picture when he broadcasts his picture live every fucking day? Why would Dan? This is exactly what Hank said, that Dan had his thumb covering the picture. And then shortly after, Hank left the fucking broadcast, Shuggy. Maybe Hank realized that, he showed me a fake fucking card. And the name I have for Dan isn't Dan's name. That's why he was covering up the fucking picture. Because it wasn't a picture of Dan. Why would you cover your picture if you were privately showing your veteran card to Hank? Hank's seen your fucking face. Oh, that's right. The picture's not of you. That's why you had to cover it. No, it's not hard to figure this shit out. Jesse VR says, at who the fuck is Alice? They tried to turn the chili hate machine to coded first. Their fucking hate. Curse me. God blesses me. You're only helping me. PDD says, has your mom vacuumed your bedroom lately? Today? No, dude. My mom does not live here, dipshit. How many times do you have to be told the same thing there, PDP? PDP'd on his own leg. You got that leaky syndrome, PDP? Hey, Shuggy, do you have trouble with you get the urge to pee and you think you got a minute or two, and next thing you know, there's like a $50 size spot on your fucking inseam? Bobby's data collection source says, Blanche is all talk, great reaction. Data, though. Actually, Bobby's data collection source, a.k.a. Anthony Caruso. Oh, Hank said last night that Miss Mandy needs to be slapped around. Even Hank's on the fucking beat women bandwagon now. Y'all better be careful. Bobby's data collection source is Anthony Caruso. Queen of Petty 83 says, Clouded, did it hurt when you fell out of someone? It hurt when you fell out of someone's ass into the toilet? You piece of shit. Okay. Your joke is a fucking turd. GMK says, GMK gay? Ass of hell says, wow, this is a really good impression. South Jersey Sasquatch says, that's a shock. Coded can't read. I read your message fine. I've actually been paid to read shit. I mean, everybody stumbles and makes mistakes, but, you can tell when. Here, let's listen to this one more time, because Dan has read this a million times. because when Dan does a cold read, he can barely get his own fucking name right. Listen to Dan Rader.
And your channel's brand. Thanks for submitting an appeal and for your patience while we reviewed it.
And for your patience, what's wrong with his fucking tongue? Dan read this like 20 times.
Realized this was extra work for you, and we appreciate your help in improving our review process.
And we appreciate your help. We appreciate your help. What's wrong with you? Fucking tard boy. Queen of Petty sounds like Gia. Unrealistic view of herself. Could be. It's a little reminiscent. The vitriol seems to be Chili Decon artist-ish. Laura Rader says, GMK, I bullet coded into doing this data reaction collection live. I want extra clout points. Laura, 102 clout points today. You get your 2 points back for leaving early the other night. Because I feel bad for you. You missed a hell of a fucking troll spanking. There were trolls all over the place. We were spanking trolls left and right. Laura Rader only gave you 100 points. I gave you 102. Oh, Rajar is here. That's funny. I'm not the one mentioning my weight. That's all of you clowns. I just asked about Coded's imaginary friend. What imaginary friend? What are you talking about? Rajara, you're the one that insisted I was incorrect when I said you weighed 350 pounds, which is what Diamond Dave, the Mark the Sarcastic Peg Boy, the English waterhead who had to move to Wales. South Jersey Sasquatch in the Real Times chat says, can we discuss how the American government became so corrupted? All governments are corrupt, South Jersey Sasquatch. Governments are comprised of men. Men exist in a fallen state. Corruption happens. That's pretty simple. It's in every government all around the world. Some do better, some do worse. Coded, Laura Rader says, Coded, your imaginary friend is God. Sir, that's who Rajara means. You think God is imaginary, Rajara? I feel bad for you. Shuggy says, I know the answer, carte blanche. Shame Coded doesn't. I know you don't have one of those cards, Shuggy, and it's a shame that you don't, because you can't get one. Shuggy, you're playing Trivial Pursuit. We're synthesizing data. Go roll your dice and play Trivial Pursuit. Rajara says, yes, Coded. I did correct the incorrect information. If you're going to gossip about me, may as well make it accurate. Well, Rajara, there's not a real difference between 318 pounds and 350 pounds. I mean, the mental picture painted is exactly the same. Somebody doesn't say, oh, I have to completely reconstruct my mental image of Rajara because I found out she doesn't weigh 350 pounds. She only weighs 318 pounds. You get it? There's no, just the mental image is still the same. It's Jabba the Huttish. Katie D says, that Shuggy talk. We feel bad for their treatment to you. We do feel bad about the way the Welsh News Network treats you, Shuggy. They're supposed to be your friends. I treat you better than they do. Alan Killian says, Shuggy has a sack, but it's empty. South Jersey Sasquatch says, Coded is secretly gay. His wife is a ladyboy. Oh, you're a dickhead, dude. How did we have a child then? How did my wife give birth? I was literally in the room, watched her give birth. Not something I would do a second time, but I was literally in the room. Carte Blanche says, stop talking about yourself at South Jersey Sasquatch. It's so telling. Why do you identify as a Sasquatch, South Jersey? Is it the way you fucking smell? Bobby's data collection says Meth Mandy, as you would say. I think I did say that in the past, but I'm actually encouraged by what I've seen from Miss Mandy so far. Her behavior has changed, unlike you, Anthony Caruso. You're hiding behind a sock account because you're a fat doughboy piece of shit pussy whose mother had to set her own Italian restaurant on fire to collect insurance payments because your food sucked and your cutting utensils were rusty. Well, Stu's now says, does anyone have a good recipe for figgy pudding? I'm going to get my fig on. See, Sue Bear, sue me, fucking petty, whatever the fuck. Be fucking funny, man. Logan saying, it says that Big Daddy, I'm fine. You look like your avatar. A dead alien? See, funny. GMK, gay ass of hell, says, I'm personally against receipts. I'm a handshake Gen Xer. Bobby's data collection sources. You're bad at identifying sock accounts, Brian. Why are you calling me Brian if you got Bobby and you can't figure out which one it is? Let me give you a hint. It's neither. Miss Mandy reacts as Hank said that about me. Oh my God. And I have supported him for years and years. No more. Fuck him. Well, Miss Mandy, you got to cut Hank some slack. He is losing his fucking marbles. Laura Rader says, Welsh News Now, 8596. You know the WNN rules. You can't have your figgy pudding until you beat your meat. South Jersey Sasquatch says, that carte blanche of your lazy, insignificant self can't come up with anything better than I know you are. But what am I? Put away the Pee Wee Herman insults, stupid. Oh, my God. South Jersey Sasquatch, you suck. You suck. They're too long-winded. You got to shorten them up. Good jokes they're like rabbit punches. You're working the fucking kidneys. You're not getting it done, dude. PDD 28 124. You can tell the Europeans, they mix up the month and the day. Jesse VR says Cart tried to nominate Dan for a heroism award more than you did for Dan. What kind of supporters are you? Dan did save that old lady from a purse snatching and got the shit kicked out of him by two 12-year-old boys. When the old lady realized Dan wasn't doing anything to help her, he was the guy trying to take the purse. This crazy Welshman came up to me, flailing his arms all around, yelling that you're being mugged while he was trying to pull my purse away from me. And then two 12-year-old boys came and kicked the shit out of the retarded Welshman. Shuggy in the real-time chat says, hey, Coded, I got that card. Can I have your P.O. box? Hit me up on Grindr. I mean Discord. Shuggy, I don't have a Grindr account. Shuggy has a Grindr account. Shuggy's on YouTube asking other men to hit him up on Grindr. What the fuck's wrong with you, Shuggy? You don't have one of those cards. If you have one of those cards, show it on the next broadcast, you lying fuck. You're a lying fuck. There you go. Hey, Coded, I got that card. Can I have your P.O. box? Hit me up on Grindr. Shuggy's got a Grindr account. Is that how you met Chili on Grindr? Is that why you hate Chili so much? Did he fuck you, spit in your mouth, and throw the fucking $4 on the floor? Tell you to pick it up, bitch. Shuggy, you know I'm going to clip that. Thanks to your little buddy Dan. Everybody's going to see that you have a fucking Grindr account. Shuggy wants men on YouTube to hit him up on his fucking Grindr account. Do you share that Grindr account with Jimbo Felcher? Is that why you two bitches are always arguing with each other? I'm going to carry this over to the Welsh News Network show, Shuggy. It was my day to use the Grindr account. And that 13-year-old boy, that was my special thing, Shuggy. You never should have taken him away from me. Shuggy takes it up the ass. Shuggy takes it up the ass. Coded friend .001, you apparently flipped the bitch switch. So buckle up and enjoy the ride for once. You won't be parking the car, but riding in it. Oh, God. Shuggy says, see lame chat. That's real comedy. The real joke there is you, Shuggy. You're on fucking Grinder. Oh, backfire. And punt. Shuggy, you should go now before you make a real fucking fool out of yourself. South Jersey Sasquatch with another, but you are the fucking vestige of peace of side chat, South Jersey Sasquatch. The man that never shuts up tells someone else to shorten the jokes. LOL, the lack of self-awareness. Well, dude, if I shut up, it would be the WNN. It would just be dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Is that your favorite part of the Welsh News Network show? The dead air? Rajara says, you've just said that, Mandy. Repeating yourself this early. Put the gin down. Miss Mandy got into Dan's gin supply. Dan's the gin drinker, Rajara. Save your gin jokes for Dan. Adam McGuire says, Hank lost his a long time back. His job could be filled in by a monkey, throwing a grunt every here and there. Big Daddy wants to know how old carte blanche is. Don't ask that question, dude. You don't want to find out. Touche says, your wife does. Boy, this Welsh News. Wow, these guys are fucking great. Oh, the laughs just keep coming. Shuggy says, that's not the real Shuggy, idiot. That's what you say all the time when you get caught with your foot in your fucking mouth there, Shugster. Shuggy's on the grinder. Shuggy's on the grinder. Shuggy's going around YouTube asking men to fucking message him on Grinder. The cat's out of the bag, Shuggy. Pope Phil 1 says Adam McGuire because he's an adult and not in school. You're right. I'm an adult. I'm not in school. Unlike Shuggy and Dan, who are still attending remedial reading classes. Carte Blanche says that's Shuggy. Hello. At McAddicks. Pink hand waving. You still being a puppet? Adam Guire says, I don't have a personal issue with Shuggy, only disappointed that he blocked me. South Jersey Sasquatch says, dude uploads daily 6-hour cry fests about the WNN, yet we need to shorten our insults. What the fuck? Dude, go into my archive and find where I was doing, at any point in time, where I was doing daily shit. It's once a week. I'm only here today because Laura Rader bullied me into being here. God damn it. Get with the fucking program. Why don't you get on the bus? Jump on in for the big win. Welsh News Now says 8596 because I'm a steamroller, baby. Shuggy says, no, Cart. I'm more of a mascot. You definitely are a mascot, Shuggy. You're a fucking rat. Laura Rader says, a lot of cocked faces laughing. Shuggy has a Grinder account. Logan Sandman does not kink shame, says, at Shuggy, you're on Grinder. Cool. Sue Me says, wow. For one, he was implying you had a Grinder account. And secondly, what the fuck would you know whether he has that card or not? I think he said he had the card. Did you not read the message, Sue Me? You're fucking really dumb. You can watch it in the replay. Shuggy said, I have the card. Message me on Grinder. If I take Shuggy at his word, I have to come to the conclusion that Shuggy has the veterans card and he has an account on Grinder for men to contact him at. My God, are you fucking stupid? Did you just wake up today? PDD says, wait, I thought Coded was pounding chili dark tunnel. It's all you guys have is fucking ad hominem sexual perversion shit. It's all you have. Now Shuggy wants me to contact him on Grinder, but something's fucking wrong with Shuggy. Katie D says, okay, at codedfriend.001 at Laura Rader caused you to do this live. So she gets 200 clout points for Laura Rader. Laura Rader might be way out in the lead right now. Carte Blanche needs to do something to redeem herself, like become the third angel in Coded's Angels, in which Walter Texas is in the lead to play the Bosley character. Carte Blanche says WNN has a stream 7 days a week, and none of you guys ever remember one stream. Shuggy says, yes, Jim keeps like furries. Shuggy, have you ever fucked Jim in his furry costume? Shuri, Shuggy, and Jimbo furry. Shuggy, are you Jim's date for FurryCon 2024? Did that happen yet? Jim didn't post any of his FurryCon pictures? Laura Rader says, Katie D, hearts are sparkling. Alan Killian says, that cat pussy is out of the bag. Shuggy, and I toss salad dry. Oh my God. Shuggy says, Cart, how does the AGP and the cyber harassment conversation? Shuggy, you need to stop believing that fat fucking pug boy Anthony Carducio's fucking lies. Shuggy says, I have a Grinder account, unlike you, Coded. You're right, I don't have one. You do, Shuggy. Shuggy got a Grinder account. Oh, Kari T is here. Great. Ugly is really in the room now. Coded. Don't you have some cars to park today, loser? Hey, shit dick. My pay last week was $2,500. My tips were, my tip cash take-home money was, well, bigger than my paycheck. Why are you calling me a loser? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. How do you measure shit? Like, how do you measure shit? What's your criteria for being a loser? You should have a loser criteria. You're over at fucking Welsh News Network with losers 7 days a week. I have a fucking you would love to have the fucking job I have. You would love to get the pay I get. You couldn't do the job I have. Laura Rader says, that sue me. Of course we don't. Isn't this fun at all? Shuggy says, tell him, Shuggy. I like how Shuggy uses his sock account to act like he's not Shuggy. That's fucked up, man. Fucked up. Kari T says, Coded, get some real money, then call my name. Kari T, you don't have anything. You don't have anything. You're a lonely, isolated woman with a fake picture who sits in her house all day. And Kari T, I've heard rumor that your flesh has actually grown into the fabric of the couch you have not removed yourself from in a decade. And Jimbo Felch is coming after your record. He hasn't left his house in 6 fucking weeks. Shuggy is mentioning the IRS for some reason. Shuggy, the thing you should worry about is Dan and the whether or not he's reporting the see, when you fleece people and you say you're going to donate money to a charity, Shuggy, and then you don't donate the money and then you pocket the money, you have to claim that as income. So you should, Shuggy, take your own advice, and you should be worried about what Dan is doing, because he's involving you in a not only an illegal lottery grift, but he's involving you in tax evasion shit. That is all for today. So everyone can thank Laura Rader for bullying me into doing this. I have to go. I have a job. Unlike the Welsh News Network fuckheads who will still be hanging around after I'm gone.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Get on up, get up, get on up, get up, get on up, get up, get on up. Stay on the scene, get on up, like a sex machine. Get on up, get up, get on up, get up, get on up. Stay on the scene, get on up, like a sex machine. Get on up, wait a minute, shake your money maker. Shake your money maker. Wait a minute. Shake your money maker. Shake your money maker. You feel the feeling. You got to get that. You give me fever and a cold sweat. The way I like it is the way it is. I got mine. Don't worry about his. Hey. Should I take him to the bridge? Go ahead. Take him on to the bridge. Take him to the bridge. Can I take him to the bridge? Take him to the bridge. Let me now. Shake your money maker. Shake your money maker. Wait a minute. Shake your money maker. Shake your money maker. Stay on the scene. Get on up. Like a sex machine. Get on up. Get up. Get on up. Get up. Get on up. Stay on the scene. Get on up. Like a sex machine. Get on up. Let me now. The way I like it is the way it is. I got mine. He got his. Dig it. Come on. You got to have the feeling. Sure you born. Get it together. Right on round. Can we hear that again one more time? One more time. Let's hit it and quit. Can we hit it and quit? Can we hit it and quit? Can we hit it and quit? Hit it. Get up. Get on up. Get up. Get on up. Stay on the scene. Get on up. Like a sex machine. Get on up. Get up. Get on up. Get up. Get on up. Stay on the scene. Get on up. Like a sex machine. Get on up. Get up. Get on up. Get up. Get on up. Stay on the scene. Get on up. Like a sex machine. Get on up. Shake your money maker. Shake your money maker. Shake your money maker. Shake your money maker. Get up. Get on up. Get up. Get on up. Stay on the scene. Get on up. Like a sex machine. Get on up. Get up. Get on up. Get up. Get on up. Hit me now.
Shuggy, look into the blue mist, you fuckhead. I didn't write that, Conan, you complete prick. Dan said you wrote it, so go fuck yourself. Pussy boy. Pussy boy.